I am seated in the cafeteria next to some random person who's tapping on their phone. Suddenly, a crazed lunatic waving around a gun bursts in, making violent threats to start killing people. I exclaim in horror, "You can't just kill people for no reason!" The person next to me taps me on the shoulder and points to the gun the attacker is holding. Actually, yes he can. Do you see that gun? He literally does have that power. I look at him, then at the phone he put down. On it, the title screen of Geometry Dash is playing. Alright, you boneheads. I know it's easy to dunk on Guitar Hero styles these days. I also did it in the last video, but I think there's something about this whole situation that we really should discuss. It's something tangentially related to the controversy with him, but I've had this bug up my ass for a long while now, and now I'm going to make it your problem. Okay, so, for context, last video I briefly talked about Panasonic, which is a level hosted by Guitar Hero Styles, and was originally uploaded to his account. If you look up his level on the GD servers though, you'll find that this is no longer the case. It has since been moved to a different account called the Shadow Realm. The Shadow Realm is an account that basically acts like a graveyard for Geometry Dash levels. You'll find levels here from creators of varying degrees of moral character, none of them outstanding members of society, I would say. That isn't a coincidence either. I say it's a graveyard, but really it's more of a prison.
It's time to go to prison.
Basically, whenever a Geometry Dash creator molests a teenager, the levels get sent here as a form of punishment enacted by RobTop himself. I guess, since we don't have actual prisons in the GD community, he must have thought this is the next best thing. Hopefully I don't have to tell you that this is a little silly, right? You might even call it goofy. Guitar isn't hurt by this. But it comes from a good place though, right? RobTop is doing this with the best of intentions, right? Well, maybe, but intent doesn't really shape the outcome of your actions, does it? What I'm getting at is that RobTop is a major pushover. It's perfectly understandable to not want sexual predators in your community. Heck, I agree with that sentiment fully. I don't think we should accept Guitar in our community if we can help it. How does moving his levels to a graveyard account help with this goal, though? If we were truly committed to excising Guitar from the community, I think RobTop should just ban his account outright. Like, this is pretty serious, you know? We're talking about actual grooming here, not in the conservative buzzword sense. I don't think we should settle for a half measure that really doesn't amount to anything in the long run. I guarantee Guitar was laughing his ass off when he realized that the only repercussions to his actions would be that his levels would be moved to a different account. That's such a minor consequence. Now, banning his account wouldn't make him disappear either, but it would at least send a clear message that he's not welcome here. None of that wishy-washy nonsense, just get straight to the point. It strikes me as that same thing people do when they attribute Minecraft to Hatsune Miku because Notch is a neo-Nazi. I guess it makes people feel good about themselves to take that away from him. You can credit someone else for the work, but that's not going to change the reality of who made the game. Same goes for Panasonic. I don't think it's a good idea to let RobTop move levels between accounts like this if the creators themselves didn't specifically ask for it. It serves no purpose for one, but it also just sets a bad precedent. It hurts the game's artistic integrity to just remove credit like this. Like, we don't even do this with art from the worst people in history. We don't say this painting was by Hatsune Miku, for example, because it doesn't just take credit away from the creator, it also devalues art conceptually. I think it's pretty important to acknowledge who created a certain piece of art, even if we hate them. Refusing to face the truth in this matter is just a petty thing to do. The more levels RobTop sends to the Shadow Realm, the less each level in the game is worth, because it shows RobTop doesn't take GD levels seriously as an art form. Especially considering there's a better alternative. Just ban them. Now, I have brought this up before on Twitter, the platform where productive discussion and critical thought goes to die, and that's my bad, really. Don't worry though, it won't happen again. My account got suspended recently. Either way, it prompted a lot of responses from people sending me this screenshot defending RobTop's decision to move Panasonic to the Shadow Realm. You might even have thought the same thing yourself just now. Now, I'd like to examine this screenshot a little bit closer, because I've seen it crop up in many different discussions around the community before, like a meerkat. What makes this screenshot so pernicious is that it's not technically incorrect to point out that RobTop has reserved the right to do with any uploaded levels whatever he pleases. It's true, he can do that. The thing is, that's not really what we're talking about here. What RobTop can do and what he should do are completely unrelated things. I hope this isn't too controversial of a take, but just because you can do something isn't justification for doing that thing. So when I say RobTop shouldn't move levels to another account and people post this screenshot, they're not really responding to what I'm saying. It's basically the equivalent of the smug, pretentious teacher who will answer, "I don't know, can you?" after asking them, "Can I go to the bathroom?" Or the case of the school shooter. Man, I'm a little sad I didn't get to screenshot that tweet before my account got suspended. Oh well. Either way, there's no discussion taking place here. No arguments are being made. It's just a failure in communication. I don't know how motivated people still are about the whole AdVout thing, but if they are, I would suggest they advocate for having his Geometry Dash account suspended instead of his levels moved. Again, the decision is really stupid to begin with. Like, RobTop must have seen all this community backlash against a sexual predator, and instead of deciding that he doesn't want groomers in his community, he thought we should leave him be, but just move his levels somewhere else. Ah, well, I was going to molest this underage girl, but RobTop might move my Geometry Dash levels to another account if I do that. I guess I won't then. It's such a limp-dicked, cowardly half measure. People felt really vindicated over this, despite the fact that it changed nothing. So yeah, I know this video is about a year late in terms of keeping up with current affairs, but whatever. I think it's useful to talk about this regardless, in case anything similar happens in the future. Maybe then we can pressure RobTop in taking some real action. I would prefer if the GD community was an accommodating and safe environment for everyone, after all. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. My main Twitter account has been suspended, but I still do the Brilliant GD account, to which I post brilliant Geometry Dash levels occasionally, with a little review attached. So if that interests you, you can follow that instead. Alright, see you next time.